Hi everyone, Narelle here from Simply Narelle Stitches, and welcome to my latest Flosstube video. Now you may notice the format is a little bit different. Gonna try this out for a little while, lots of different reasons, and you just have to bear with it. You're either gonna love this format or you're gonna hate this format. So we will see what everyone's reaction is. Let me know down below whether you like it or dislike it or anywhere in between. Okay, so I am Narelle, and this channel is all about cross stitching, and I also have an Etsy shop called Simply Narelle, and I sell cross stitch accessories, so project bags just like this one, needle minders, all that sort of stuff. So the link is always below in the description box if you are interested. So this video is going to probably be short and sweet, but I haven't been on for quite some weeks, but I think probably 3 weeks or so. And like I said in my last video, I don't know when I'm going to jump on to record, so you see me when you see me. And today is one of those days you're going to see me. So it is Thursday the 18th of April 2024. Welcome to any new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome back to my past subscribers. I'm happy that you're here sharing a bit of your day with me. So let's get going straight into stitching. Not going to be a long video, see how we go. Hopefully the sound is okay as well. I can't have my external microphone on because my little plug that goes from my phone to the microphone cable, my daughter pinched it and I just forgot about that. I need to go buy another one. Anyway, because this is the setup I used to use when I did scrapbooking and card making videos. So yeah, if you hop over to my other channel, Simply Stamping with Narelle, had to think about what it is in. If you hop over to my other channel, you will see this format on all my videos. So anyway, let's get on to stitching. Whip Go. I can't believe I'm still going strong with Whip Go. The desire to do other things besides Whip Go is really, really strong. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to go with Whip Go, but for now, I'm managing it. And I think it's because I haven't given myself goals. So if I just work on a prompt that's called that month, bonus, it's done. It could be 100 stitches, 1,000 stitches, anywhere in between. So that is working for me, because I also need to do model stitching for my Project Bag of the Month club when I design the project for that month. Yeah, and some other things that I've got coming up that I'm model stitching as well. So I need to be able to fit that in, and anything that takes my fancy I want to stitch on, some sales, new starts, whatever floats my boat. So far I'm going well. I've ticked off all of April. So the ones I'm showing you most of that I'm showing you today are my Whip Go calls, Galahs by the Water Pump, Vintage Shoes. Oh, wait, hang on, what's that doing in there? Hang on, scrap that because I didn't actually do that one. That was for the Magazine Monthly Challenge and I just couldn't fit that in, unfortunately. Spring Quakers by Rosewood Manor, Alice in Wonderland by Bothy, a New Start, a Heaven and Earth Designs, and another New Start, Heaven and Earth Designs. So they are all coloured in. Bonus. So let's get on to what I worked on. This is the first one. Oh, my hair's there. Oh my gosh. Galahs by the Water Pump. And there will be a lot of zippers in this. Sorry, I don't pull things out of my bags because I'll get everything lost. So this is Galahs by the Water Pump. It's from Country Threads. Love, love this one. I have a strong affinity to these birds. My uncle was a truck driver, and apparently one day in the truck he found one injured on the side of the road, so he brought it home and nursed it back to health, and it became the family pet, and they named it Josie. She used to help him when he used to work on cars and things, getting him spanners and screwdrivers and stuff in the toolbox, and yeah, she was a lovely bird. So if I have a picture of what it was beforehand, I will pop it in. But this is where I am now. Oh, I don't have that much more to go. Let me just move the project bag out of the way. So I have done up to the wings on the last bird here and started on this one here, so not a great deal to do. So just this bit. I haven't looked if there's any back stitching to do. I'm not sure Fiona puts much back stitching in her designs, but that is looking good. Really, really happy with that one. I don't know the stitch count. If this is one that, you know, for my projects that are not on my iMarkup, which is the iPhone or the Apple equivalent of Pattern Keeper, if it's not on there and it's a paper pattern and I use my little finger clicky thing, I don't keep a record. So I could go back and look through all my challenge prompts, because my stitching is combining Whip Go with the Whip Warriors road trip. So I could go back through all my road trip prompts for the month and count up how many I've done, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I'm lazy, so you know. So there you go. I'm loving this one. Really, really beautiful. So iconic Australian, these birds. Gorgeous. Yeah. So that was the first one. And sorry, I am going to put them away as I go and zip the bags up so that, again, I don't lose things. Zipper. Oops. So try not to get the fabric caught in the zip. If the sound is a problem, hang on, I'm diving into the bag. Alright, if the sound on the video is a problem, please let me know and I will go get one of those cables before the next video. Alright, so this one is vintage shoes. So how I'm working my Whip Go boards this time around, I have 3. I have 2 with whips in them, general whips, and then a third one of New Start. So I'm starting with the whips 1 board, doing the 2 numbers called on there, then moving to my whips 2 board, if I can open it. So then moving to my whips 2 board and doing that one. When I created the whips 2 board, I didn't have enough whips to fill up the page. Oh my gosh, I have enough now to fill up 5 pages probably. So the last line I made a wheel to side pick. Now that wheel to side pick won't have all my whips in it. I don't know if I have a lot of the ones that I started in December in there. Don't know. So I do them next, and then the last one I do is my New Starts. And my New Starts, I try to give 3 or 4 days to give them a good start. Alright, so vintage shoes. This is an oldie, a Busilla kit. I've had this a long, long time. Very dated looking, but I still love it. It's got gold sparkle in it. Absolutely gorgeous. Love this one. So if I have a picture of where it was, I will pop it in. I probably do, because I took these, used all these for challenges. So, and this is where I am now. Oops, wait, we've stuck to the Velcro. Let me just close that. Alright, so that is where we are now. Take the bag away from underneath. Loving this one. It's actually quite a quick stitch. And this is my first time, I think. This is like on a, what's it on? It's a smallish count. 28 count even weave. And I think this is the first time I had worked on something that small. This is before I got the linen, like your 36 count linen and things. And when I first started this, I went, oh, I don't know if I can continue it. It's just really small. But it's fine. Not a problem. It's 2 over 2. So I started in the middle, I think, which was this one or somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember now. And then did this one ages ago. Completed this one for my April challenges, and I'm doing the back stitching as I'm going. So I completed the shoe and then did the back stitching. So then hopefully it'll make it quicker to finish, because I don't know if you're like me, but when I finish something and then have to go and do the back stitching, it's like, no, I don't like that. Alright, so left on this one is the floral, big floral swig thing at the top, and then another shoe, and then the floral bit down the bottom. There's another lot of these. These have the gold in the middle. I'm not sure if you can see them. I'll try and lift it up. See if you've got to see the sparkle. I don't know how that's going to work. because my videoing is I can't speak, it's on a delay, so I've got to hold it and wait for what I'm looking at to catch up. I don't know if you can see that sparkle, but there's gold thread in those, so yeah, it's too slow to catch it up. Alright, so that is vintage shoes, and I have the perfect spot in my bedroom for that, because our theme is in our bedroom is or the colours white, burgundy, sort of white and burgundy, so that doesn't make any sense, and gold. But my doona cover is white with lots of bands of embroidery on it, and in those sort of colours, and our curtains are burgundy and stuff, so that will fit perfectly between our two wardrobes. So built-in wardrobes, lovely. That's if I ever frame it. Right, next we have, I know, it's not one of my project bags. You'll notice all my whips are in one of my project bags, and for some reason I haven't transferred this to a project bag. I don't know, lazy, something like that. Alright, next is Alice in Wonderland by Boffy Threads. Again, really detailed, this one. Sorry if you just hear my fan then. It's got a problem, and it's sort of, I had it on high, but it doesn't really go at high. It'll sit for a while and just be on like a low to medium speed, and then all of a sudden the high will kick in and it'll sound like a cyclone. So sorry if you hear that, it's just started. It's just kicked into high for some reason. So next summer I will get a new one. And yes, mid-April I still have a fan on because we're in Brisbane and it's humid and hot. Alright, so again, if I have a previous picture I will insert it, but this is where we are now. My middle one is just stuck to the metal stand of the camera base. Alright, so there we go. Love this one. It's looking so good. But when I look at the picture I go, oh yeah, that looks good. But you can see, because I think it's a 14 count, yeah, it's a 14 count fabric, you can see the squares. It's not as, what is it, smooth, I guess, is what I like to see. Like, I like to see a stitched piece, but you can't see the stitches until you get up really close. But with this, you can see the stitches, like, that they're big. But in the actual stitched piece, they're not too bad. I mean, you can still see because it's 14 count. But, yeah, sit back a bit and it's not that bad. And it looks amazing on camera. Amazing. I was going to say, what's wrong with that A? Oh, okay. It's back stitched across the A, and that's the bottom of the L. So when it's back stitched, that'll make more sense. So for this one, I had already done these three characters. Can't remember what else I've done. Don't know, but I did most of this. Most of these little emblems, and worked up and did the Wonderland. So this is one where you sit down to stitch and you go, what on earth am I going to work on? Because there's little bits and pieces everywhere. And it's like, which direction do I go? So you'll see here, I started to do these pink ones here for these flowers. It was getting too close to the bottom of the Q-snap, and I went, oh, that's all just too hard, and I don't want to move the Q-snap. So I went, oh, I'll just work upwards and I'll come back to them. But then I was doing this and went, what on earth is that? What is that? I could not work it out. And then I went, oh, I looked at the picture. You add the back stitching, and it's actually, I think it's meant to be a daffodil. So yeah, so much going on in this picture, but I love it. So yeah, I was talking about Alice in Wonderland to my daughter the other day. She goes, it always freaked me out. It's like, she thought it was weird. But it's a classic, so that's why I'm stitching it. So that is Alice in Wonderland. So each of these got 2, maybe 3 days sometimes. Depends if I got bored with it. This one I struggled with. I just wasn't in the mood for all the little motifs and the colour changes, and it's like, oh, it's a bit of a chore. Sometimes I just want to sit down and do bulk stitching, like not having to change colours and stuff very often. So this one, look, I should have my glass by the water pump in this bag, shouldn't I? I've just realised that. something on my finger. I think it's sticky tape. Look at this. Oh. So this is Token of Love. I think this is possibly, no, it's not a new start. I think you've seen it before. Because this one I had to start again and again and again. Alright, so this is Token of Love. Hopefully that's not too glary in the plastic bag. This one I started, I can't remember why I started it, but I started. It wasn't a new start on WhipGo. I can't remember the reason I started. I think I just felt like a new start or something. Or I saw someone else stitching on it and went, that's really pretty, I like that. And plus, I tried to get this done. I think that's why I started it. Our 25th wedding anniversary was on the 10th of April. And I had started this. Wait, is there someone at the front door? I can't see. Anyway, I had started this. Sorry, I'm distracted by something. Alright, I'd started this in the hope to get it done by the 10th of April, and that didn't happen. I think I started on the 1st of April or something. I can't remember. Yeah, and I had to restart it a couple of times because one time the fabric wasn't big enough or something. I can't remember what it was. And then I started it again and it was around the wrong orientation. And third time lucky, this is what we have. So I'm not sure if you've seen all of this before, how much I had it done before. But I'm using also Cottage Garden threads because I didn't have the cord 4s. I think they were Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colourworks, something like that. And I didn't have them. So I am using all Cottage Garden threads, which are lovely. That's right, last time I showed it, I didn't bring the threads. I also hadn't done all of that I have now. Alright, so these are the colours I'm using. Salvia 801, Butterbean number 312, Lettuce Leaf hasn't been called yet, number 208, Blue Heaven number 418, Aeonium, which is a really dark olivey green, LM24, and Finley number AK13. Really, really pretty. This one has a slight bit of mauve, grey and blue in it. Really nice. So I'm very happy with how they are turning out. So that is Token of Love. Okay, I'm just going to put this away. So that didn't get done by our anniversary, but we had a lovely day for our anniversary. We went out to lunch with the kids. Then I think we played board games or something. And then went out for dinner. We had a picnic. Sorry, can you hear my bag? Everything in it has fallen over, so I'm just going to grab it all out. It's driving me insane. And no, I haven't replaced the bag with all that. If you've been here before, you'll know the bag I use. All the lining's coming out, and now it's gone all floppy, so... Oh, shit. Anyway, okay, so this is a new start. That will not be now. So I also had that, sorry, was a WhipGo new start. So I had another new start in April for Easter. So I felt like I needed to do something for Easter. So I found these old footprints in my stash and decided to start this one. And it's coming along really quickly. Now let me read the verse. I can't show it to you, but it's easier to read it if I open the pattern. Okay, footprints in the sand. Oh gosh, I'll try and put it this way so you can't see it. One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. He noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him, the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path, there was only one set of footprints. He recalled that it happened at the lowest and saddest times in his life. He questioned, Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. Then why During the most troublesome times in my life, the times when I needed you most, would you leave me? The Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you and would never, never leave you. During your times of trials and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. So I started that Good Friday, and this is where I'm at. I didn't even overlock the edges, I just wanted to get onto it. So that is what I've done. Look at that. I'm nearly done. So I'm up to the back stitching, because that's all just back stitch words. I'm up to here, the Lord replied. So I just have that to do, and obviously this bit. Those, I've done one seagull, that seagull, and then there's back stitching on there. I'm doing the back stitching on the birds as I go. So not a lot left on this one. It is so quick and easy because the words so quick to do. Doing this on 18 count vintage country mocha Ada, so it's, yeah, coming along really quickly. Loving it. So that was my new start for Easter. And when I come quickly to talk about plans, really quickly talk about plans, yeah, get ready for lots of new starts. So that was my Easter Good Friday start, and I think I worked on it just for the weekend, just for the Easter weekend, and then put it away on Tuesday. This was a Whip Go Call, a new start, bird song by Heaven and Earth Designs. If, not if I have a previous photo, I don't, because it's a new start. Oh my Lord. I will pop a picture in here of what the actual chart looks like. This is a fabric 25 count even weave that I dyed myself. I love how it came out, but because the pattern is no background, I needed a blue fabric, so this is what I did. And this is my start. I started top left corner, which means it goes this way, because there's no background. So the far left side, sorry, I started top right, is that what I said? Because I normally start top left, but because the top left is all no background, I would have to count far too far across to start where the actual image started. So I'm starting from the top right, and that is what I've done. Now I've done 3,168 stitches, and it is 1.4% complete. Really happy with this. Loving how it turned out, and I can safely say that I can stitch 1/1 on 25 count. That's what this is. Didn't think I could. I tried a couple of years ago on a few different pieces, got frustrated with it, couldn't do it. I don't know what's happened, but now I can see it easily. There's a few odd stitches where I've accidentally gone across 2, and I that's put my counting out. So there's a little bit here that sort of is over this way, 1 stitch too many, and I think because I haven't realised that I've accidentally gone over 2 stitches instead of 1, and I haven't picked it up till it's too late, and I've counted off that further along. So I'm just fudging it. I'm not going to unpick all that, not all those stitches, not on your life. So yeah, really happy with that. It's still a huge piece because, you know, the size of the fabric is massive. So that is new start for Whip Go, and that is folded up really bad, but anyway. I'm just really conscious of the time. I'm sorry, Toby's going to go to work soon, so I've got to get this wrapped up. Right, next is another new start. I will insert the picture here, but this is another Heaven and Earth Designs. It is, what's it called? Secret Garden, The Secret Garden, by Amy Stewart. Oh, that one, Birdsong, is by Tatiana Fedorova, I think, or something like that, by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is The Secret Garden by Amy Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs. And for this one, I started this 3 nights ago, but one night I didn't actually do any stitching. And this one has 630 stitches, and it's 0.2% complete. So there you go. And you'll notice that normally I do cross country with my full coverages, and there'll be the odd times I'll have a counting issue when I fudge it. Well, you see, I've gone back to parking. I had done all this and then got to a spot down here last night and went, there's a few here in the wrong spot, and I'm just over it. I was counting really, really carefully with this one, so I didn't make that mistake, and still I made the mistake. So obviously I can't count, and I can't be trusted to count. So it's back to parking my threads. So because I've got so much confetti though, I'm parking, like I'm not doing just a 10 by 10 until I've cleared this page. So that's the width of the page, that's the height of the page, of page 1. So as I go over here more, I'll do the traditional, 10 by 10 or whatever, and park as I go down the column. But because I've got so much already here, I'm completing the column. So I probably will have errors as I go doing it, because some of these could be wrong, and I'm using these as my guide instead of counting down. So for example, this one here, I'm using these stitches as a guide of where to park that thread. So I've done all the ones from here down of this colour, and then that's the last one in the, is it the last one, or that's the next one after that? I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm using these as a guide, and these could be wrong. So I think with this one there's like 3 or 4 up there, and then there was like a big gap. So I just parked it down here, and then I'm going to work my way down to it. But it could be wrong. So, there's areas over here that I can do the traditional 10 by 10 square and then park down in the next one. But for these, I don't know, I just feel like I need to go down the column. It probably makes no sense, but it makes sense in my head. So I think now I'm sick of having to fudge. I'm sure most people do it, but it's annoying me that I was really, really careful with this one and I still got it wrong. So yeah, back to the parking, and we'll see how we go. In the future I'll probably get sick of the parking and the loose thread, so I'll go back to cross country. I don't know. You also see I've got ribbons on this holding up my excess fabric because it was annoying me. It's too big for my grime guard, and it was weighing the Q-snap down the way I had it, so I just put ribbons under here, tied one under there, and then you put the fabric around it, place another underneath, put your snap on top, and then you tie the two together, and it holds the fabric. So it's working at the moment. I had thought of putting this on a scroll frame, but I only have the ones that are just the plain wood with the split in them, so I don't want one that's really wide as well. So I think I prefer the ones with the tape that you stitch it on, but I don't have any of them. So this will do for now until I want to invest in a scroll rod with the fabric on it. Alright, so that is it for what I worked on. Now haul. I do have haul. A few reasons I have haul. This is the first one. I got my fabric of the month from Paddock Lane Designs for April, and it's called Sorbet, and it is a stunning pink. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Now I had nothing in my stash. Sorry. Absolutely nothing in my stash that would work on this. Nothing at all. No fancy ladies, nothing that would work on this. It's looking darker in the camera than it really is. So I thought I wanted something monochromatic for it, and none of my long dogs would work on it. So you'll see here, I bought a new pattern, and I have been eyeing this one off for a while. I got the PDF on Etsy from Works by ABC, and it's called Exquisite Lace. Absolutely love this one, and I think this will look stunning on this fabric. I'm going to stitch it in black, and I think that will look gorgeous, or maybe a really deep burgundy. Oh, I just thought of that. Yeah, we'll try that. One of those options, either black or the deep burgundy. Let me know what you think. I don't think white, it won't have the impact on the pink. So yeah. So that is one haul. I bought that. Now this is my first haul since last year. First thing that I have bought this year. And, well, not technically, but I'll explain the other stuff in a minute. So that was because I got my Fabric of the Month club and I had nothing to go with it. I don't like putting fabric away without it having a matching pattern. So I bought that. Next up. Okay, I bought this one, Nightingale by Mirabilia. And I know I'm not meant to be buying anything this year, but what happened was, in my Etsy, you know, trolling around, I had found some PDFs of Mirabilias, and I thought, well, that's not right. I need to let, you know, the Mirabilia lady know. So I didn't want to favourite them, because that would then, you know, promote that shop, give that shop more awareness, because, you know, someone else had favorited, so it goes along with the, you know, the analytics or whatever it is that, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, so I didn't want to bring that to that shop because they're doing something illegal. So I added them to my cart. And then I needed to buy some more of the little wooden tags. This is a few months ago. I needed to buy some more of the little wooden tags that hang off my project bags. And added them to my cart, checked out, wasn't paying attention. And then after I paid, I went, gee, that are expensive. What's going on there? And then I had a look, and I had inadvertently still had the PDFs of the Mirabilias in my cart, and I accidentally ordered them. I was so angry. And then I sat there and thought, oh, well, the damage is done now. I'll just stitch them. And then, no, throw them out. So I've thrown them out. Thought, I'm going to give the money to who it rightfully needs to go to, which is Nora Corbett. So I have put this as a May start, which I'll talk about in a second. And I thought, well, if I need it for May, I need to order it now. So that's why I ordered this one, Nightingale by Mirabilia. And of course, no chart can be unaccompanied. Has to have something else with it. And to help, you know, justify the postage, I had to buy something else. So I bought these two by Bella Filipina. I have been eyeing these off for quite some time. I add them to my cart. All sorts of different sites I've been to, and I add them to my cart and I take them out. Add them to my cart, take them out. So I thought, well, now's the perfect opportunity to get them, because, you know, I'm buying Mirabilia, so something else has to go with them. So I bought the Mad Tea Party and the Poison Apple, and I am so excited to have these and cannot wait to get these started. They may not be started this year. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so going back to this one, why I'm starting this in May is because the Whip Warriors group on Facebook, now it's a closed group, private group, you can't get in anymore. They will open membership again, I think it's in November. But they're having a May event called Mania. Now, you've probably all heard of Mania, and there's lots of different variations around. So they created an event and said you have to set up a SMART goal, so it has to be measurable, achievable. You have to set a goal, or I can't remember what the SMART things are, but anyway. So they gave us a few ideas of what you could do, or you could create your own thing. So I decided to do Madness Mania, where I start a new project every day. Yes, you heard right, a new project every day. There's 31 days in May. Am I crazy? Yes, I am. So this is one of them that I wanted to start. And how I picked out of all my charts and stuff I have, how I picked the ones I wanted to do for Mania was I looked at all the ones that I have fabric paired up with the chart already, so that I don't have to buy anything. Okay, so I have already the full set of DMC, and I have some Cottage Garden threads already. So I thought, well, between them, I should be able to do all of my starts. So if this contains fancy flosses, which I haven't looked at yet, it probably does, Karen Ward lilies, then I will replace those as well as I can with Cottage Garden threads. So then I don't have to buy anything. So that's why I had to buy this one, because I already had fabric paired for it. So I needed to get the actual proper pattern so I could stitch it in May. So yeah, I'm looking forward to May actually. I love a new start. But then I've got a conundrum next year. Well, that is going to, if I add 31 to my current whip list, I'm going to be up to around 140 whips. So I either focus on getting some finished next year, or I do a year of just working on my whips and no new starts. That no new starts is going to be very hard for me. So maybe I should just focus more on getting things finished rather than new starts. We'll see. It's a long time between now and next year. So I think that was all I had looking at my list. That's all I had to talk about. So thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what you thought of this new format. Let me know if the sound was okay. Yeah, if you have any comments, please pop them on below. And I have no shop update today because I've been doing lots of custom orders. So I've got no new products going into the shop at the moment. Hoping to get caught up on all the custom work this weekend and then start madly sewing and creating for new product for the shop. So thank you for watching me. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit that notify bell so you know when my next video comes out. And I'm hoping to be back before May, so the end of April, to wrap up April stitching. And then May I might just do like a weekly one to show you what I've started in May. So we'll see what happens. Until next time, happy stitching and be safe. Catch you later. Bye bye.